What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Cab IRs and hopefully what we can do to make it a much better user experience. I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind a little bit more recently, and I thought I'd share my thoughts with you guys. So for those who are not really familiar with Cab IRs, effectively they're also known as impulse responses. They're kind of like a snapshot, this sort of capture in time of a cab or a speaker. And so the idea is that effectively you are kind of taking this sort of snapshot of this speaker, and then that allows you to use it in a digital sense with like something like an amp simulator, like something like the Neuro DSP type. And so what's really cool about them is they allow you to effectively kind of take something that, you know, this big monstrous cab, you know, and condense it into this super portable thing. And then when you're playing live, you would run your amp sim through these sort of cab impulse responses. In fact, there are also ways to kind of do this with even a regular traditional amp on stage using a various like setups, sort of like a, you know, hybrid kind of thing of combining the best of both worlds in a way. The issue I have with Cab IRs is effectively that when it comes to Cab IRs, there are no real trials. Effectively, you're kind of just playing a sort of guessing game and hoping that you'll find a Cab IR that is something you're looking for. With Cab IRs, you know, there are ones that are modeled after various different cabs, right? So you have the Mesa Boogies and the creamback speakers and the greenbacks and the freaking, you know, vintage 30s and all these different, you know, Marshall cabs and just various different brands of cabs, which is awesome. That's great. But again, the main issue with that is the ability to test or try out those Cab IRs without effectively wasting money. You know, one of the things that's very easy to do, especially in the digital world of music production, is buyer's remorse, right? You spend all this money, you buy a piece of gear thinking it's gonna fix or somehow it's going to just be that little piece of missing tech that's gonna change your entire system, and you're gonna implement it into your workflow, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be dropping freaking bombs with your mixes, and your tones are gonna be so incredible. And oftentimes what you find is sometimes even after spending a week trying out something, you know, you buy it and then you get it and you spend a little bit more time with it and you realize it's just okay. And unfortunately, when it comes to Cab IRs, you know, there's not really a trial for those. Oftentimes you're kind of just, like I said, playing a sort of guessing game. You don't really know if it's going to work out, if it's going to really fit what you're looking for. And so all you really have to go by is the description that they offer on sites. Years ago, I was lucky enough to meet this very cool dude named Alex. Alex at the time was working with a company, or I guess it was his company, or he's working with them, at the time they were called Rosen Digital. And so now I believe it's Lancaster Audio. But I met Alex and we were talking. It was actually at I didn't know Alex before. We just randomly bumped into each other. We started talking and he started telling me about where he works, what he does and stuff. And he was like, yeah, you know, we got these like Cab IRs that we're working on, we're doing, like, if you want, if you give me your info, I can send you a pack of them so you can check them out. And I was like, yeah, totally, sure, you know, that'd be awesome. To this day, mind you, this was like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, maybe even longer. I think it was like 4 years ago. To this day, I still use those Cab IRs. They sounded really good. they did a really good job with what they had. They sounded really good. And I don't know, maybe they have better IRs now. But I'm gonna be honest, like, I've tried other IRs and I still ended up going back to the ones that Alex gave me. Which just tells you that they knew what they were doing. With that being said, if I hadn't been given that gift of being able to try out those IRs, I don't know that I would have taken the chance of buying them to see if they worked for my sound. And you know, when you go to those sites and those different websites that offer, and there's a lot of them, and there are a lot that are also available for free, I've found that a lot of times they're not that great. And the other thing too is you have all of these different ones that, like, they offer them, but they're in these different like hertz or whatever. So you have like 48 hertz or 44.1 hertz, or just these different ranges, and I'm just like, oh, dude, this is too much, you know? It's almost an overload. With that being said, I would like to propose an idea for manufacturers, producers, whoever, to offer to their consumers, such as myself. I would like to see a way for them to implement on their sites a way to test out Cab IRs before you buy it. Essentially, this was my idea, okay? And if anybody wants to implement this, please do. I would love it. I'd love to see this. This is one possibility. A way for you to upload a clip of your amp tone, right? So no Cab IR, just that dirty, gnarly, scratchy sound that comes out of your amp sim, and then allow the user to upload that to your site and then run it through a list of your available Cab IRs so they can see. Now, if you want to go beyond, above and beyond, and add blending options and stuff like that, by all means, go ahead and do that, you know. But if you just want to allow people to test the Cab IRs individually, I think that's would be fine. The alternative is allow people to run through your Cab IRs online, but I feel like there might be an issue of latency if you're doing that. Maybe not. I don't know. Even if there is a little bit of latency, what you're really trying to get across is, how does my typical amp chain sound running into your Cab IR? So that's what I would like to propose. And hopefully, you know, somebody might see this, try this out, implement this on your site, because I feel like the issue right now when it comes to Cab IRs is, you know, even if a pack or, you know, Cab IR is only $5, you know, I know personally I would not want to feel like I wasted $5 on a cab sim or amp sim or anything, and then it ends up not being used at all, and then it just feels like a waste. And there are some packs that are like $150, $200, $250 for these massive Cab IR packs. And I mean, that's great to have those as options, but that's a lot of money to spend on something that you don't know that it's going to have what you're looking for. So just giving people the opportunity and the chance to try out those things, I think would be a really, really cool thing. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great day. Hope this video was something to you. And yeah, I'll catch you guys around. You have a good one.